What you're looking at here is not just a new product or service. It is a completely new standard for how real estate operates. Open access brings an open source philosophy into real estate, where everything is visible, adaptable, and designed around you. This framework is built on three simple ideas: visibility, modularity, and adaptability. This is not a brokerage. It's not a lead funnel, and it's not a discount model. It is a public standard designed to give you clarity, choice, and control over one of the most important financial decisions you will ever make. And everything we're about to walk through builds on that foundation. This is Steve Colano and this confidential remarks. For decades, real estate has operated like what we call a black box. Consumers were handed a single path, one structure, one service model, and one way of doing things. Fees were bundled into a single percentage, making it nearly impossible to see where your money actually went. Referral relationships often existed behind the scenes without full disclosure, and decisions were guided by assumptions, not by informed consumer choice. Over time, "that's just how it works" became the default explanation. But the reality is, that model was never built for transparency, and today it no longer needs to be accepted. Open access takes inspiration from open source technology. In open source systems, everything is visible, customizable, and accessible. We've applied that exact philosophy to real estate pricing. Instead of one fixed model, the transaction is broken into clear, modular components. Each piece has its own cost, its own function, and its own level of support. You're no longer locked into a single structure. You're choosing from a set of clearly defined paths, each aligned to your needs, your comfort level, and your goals. The system no longer dictates the experience. You do. This is where the shift becomes very clear. You can see the difference between the black box and what we call the glass box. In the old system, pricing was bundled, services were fixed, and incentives were hidden. Consumers were guided but not fully informed. In the open access model, everything is visible. You see a transparent line-by-line breakdown of fees before you commit. You can choose from multiple service paths. Compensation is fully disclosed, and you remain in control every step of the way. This is not just a better explanation of costs. It is a complete redesign of trust in the transaction. At the core of this model is absolute financial transparency. Every single dollar is identified, attributed, and disclosed before anything is signed. There is no bundling, no hidden layers, no ambiguity. You'll see exactly what the listing fee is, whether flat or percentage-based. Buyer agent compensation is fully optional and negotiable. Referral fees are disclosed if they exist. Platform and service fees are itemized line by line. And advisor compensation is completely transparent. So instead of guessing, you know exactly what you're paying for and why. Once transparency is established, the next step is choice. Open access is built around a modular architecture with three distinct paths. You can choose to do everything yourself. You can bring in help when you need it, or you can opt for full service support from start to finish. The key idea here is that modularity is not about doing things cheaper. It's about doing things on your terms. You decide the level of involvement, the level of support, and the level of cost. The first path is DIY, do it yourself. This is designed for capable consumers who want full control of the transaction. You manage everything, from listing to closing, while using the platform to access the essential tools, forms, and infrastructure required to execute. Because you're handling the process yourself, you only pay for the exact components you use. That makes this the most cost-efficient option, while still giving you full access to the same marketplace and exposure. The second path is guided, done with you. This model allows you to stay in control while bringing in professional expertise at key moments. You might use an advisor for pricing strategy, negotiation, or contract review, areas where experience can significantly impact outcomes. Instead of paying for full service throughout, you pay only for the specific expertise you need. It's a flexible approach that combines independence with precision support. The third path is full service, done for you. This is the traditional experience, but fully re-engineered. You hand over the operational responsibilities to a dedicated advisor who manages the entire process, from the first listing to the final signature. But unlike the traditional model, every fee remains completely visible and itemized. So you receive comprehensive support without sacrificing clarity or control. There is a long-standing belief that paying less means getting less. Many assume that choosing a flexible or lower cost model leads to reduced visibility and a worse final sale outcome. Open access challenges that assumption directly. Lower cost does not come from sacrificing quality. It comes from eliminating unnecessary services and overbuilt pricing structures. You are not giving anything up. You are simply not overpaying for what you don't need. No matter which path you choose, the destination remains the same. Your listing reaches the same buyers, appears in the same market, and competes under the same conditions. The difference is not in the outcome. It is in the journey, how much support you use, and how much you choose to spend along the way. Different paths, same opportunity, same potential result. When you bring everything together, the value equation becomes very simple. Absolute transparency combined with modular choice leads directly to consumer control. You make informed decisions about the level of support you truly need. You compensate professionals fairly based on the value they deliver, and you stay in control of both the process and the cost. This is what open access represents: a new standard, a smarter system, and a more empowered way to navigate real estate. This has been Confidential Remarks.